A ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. For example, if there is 1 boy and 3 girls, you could write the ratio as 1 divided by 3. For every 1 boy there are 3 girls. Equivalent ratios are ratios that name the same comparison. If two ratios have the same value when simplified, then they are called equivalent ratios. A rate is a comparison by division of two quantities that have different units. Rates are commonly found in everyday life. Examples: heart rate, beats per minute; birth rate, death rate, crime rate, interest rate, calories per serving. The prices of items in stores are rates. Ratio versus rate. A ratio is a comparison of two quantities with the same unit of measure.
A rate is a comparison of two quantities that are measured in different units. Notice that the fraction has a unit of distance in the numerator, and a unit of time in the denominator.
A unit rate is a special type of ratio. It will compare one unit of some quantity to a different number of units of a different quantity. Unit rates are often used in real-life situations. Any ratio that is not a unit rate can be turned into one. When a rate is simplified so that it has a denominator equal to 1, it is called a unit rate. Examples: miles per hour, miles per gallon, price per day, price per gallon, heartbeats per minute, hourly wage. To find unit rate, divide the denominator with the numerator in a way that the denominator becomes 1. Example: Paul drove 225 miles in 3 hours. What was his average speed? Unit rate: 225 divided by 3 equals 75. His average speed is 75 miles per hour. A percent is a part-to-whole ratio, where the whole is 100. So, you can write a percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100. 25% equals 25 out of 100 equals 25 divided by 100. Proportion is a mathematical comparison between two ratios. It can be written in two ways, as two equal fractions, such as a divided by b equals c divided by d, or using a colon, a to b equals c to d. Pairs of ratios are usually pronounced as a is to b as c is to d. To check if the two quantities are proportional or not, we have to find the ratio of the two quantities for all the given values. If their ratios are equal, then they exhibit a proportional relationship. Here we can see that a scale factor of 4 was used to multiply both the numerator and denominator. This is a proportion. Second method: simplify one or both of the ratios. We can see that the two ratios are equivalent. Therefore, they form a proportion. Third method: cross products. Multiply the numbers that are diagonal to each other. If the products are equal, the two ratios form a proportion. Proportional relationships. If two quantities are proportional to one another, the relationship between them can be defined by y equals k times x, which shows as x increases, y also increases at the same rate. K is constant. The value of this constant of proportionality is also known as unit rate. A proportional graph is a straight line that always goes through the origin. Example: since 1 feet equals 12 inches, we have y equals 12 times x, saying that a measurement in inches is proportional to the same measurement feet. For example, 25% equals 25 1/100ths, and we can simplify equals 1/4. Since this equation shows a percent equal to an equivalent ratio, we call it a percent proportion. A conversion factor is an expression that is used to change the units of a measured quantity without changing the value. A conversion ratio is always equals 1, where the numerator and the denominator have the same value expressed in different units. Knowing these conversion factors makes calculating conversions easy. Question: how many centimeters are in 1.72 meters? If you need to convert between units, you can use the equivalence ratio to set up a proportion. We know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. We can set up a proportion, using that equivalence ratio. 1 meter is to 100 centimeters as 1.72 meters is to x centimeters. Our next step is multiply to find the cross products. The answer is 1.72 meters equals to 172 centimeters. Example: how many centimeters are in 1.72 meters? To solve this problem, We will use unit cancellation. Unit cancellation is just a method of converting numbers to different units. We always write conversion factors so that the unit we are changing from is on the bottom, so they cancel out. Unit cancellation is just a method of converting numbers to different units. We always write conversion factors so that the unit we are changing from is on the bottom, so they cancel out. The answer is 1.72 meters equals 172 centimeters.